Good day, everyone. We welcome everyone to the Flashback Show today. Today, we are hosting a very special guest in the name of Paola Isaac, the mastermind. I put it, the mastermind behind the Florida International Trade and Cultural Expo. I believe I get it right, right? That's great. That's great.
Excellent.
That's great. So today, I'm your host, Benjamin, and then your co-host, Noble, who's going to assist me with today's presentation. So, without much ado, I'm going to present the floor or hand over the floor to Miss Paola Isaac to do do us a favor to present um, her submission.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me to this wonderful show. Very excited to be here and speak to your audience. May I ask to be on mute, Benjamin? That way there's no echo if you're on mute as well. Yes. Excellent. Yay.
Okay.
So, welcome everyone. My name is Paola Isaac. I work with the government in Florida in the United States. Florida is the third largest state in the United States for population, and we have many counties in Florida. And so, Broward County is the second largest county in the state of Florida after Miami-Dade County. So, pretty much everybody in the world may be familiar with the city of Miami. And so, we're about 30 to 40 minutes from the city of Miami north. And our county, Broward County, we have 31 municipalities. And our capital is Fort Lauderdale. So between Broward County, Miami-Dade County, and Palm Beach County, we form what's called the South Florida region. So the South Florida region, actually, if you look at a map of all the Americas from Canada all the way to like maybe Chile or South America, you're going to see that we're really in the middle. And this is very strategic in terms of trade and connecting the world with the continent, with the Americas. So we feel that we represent as a door of entry and exit, not only to the United States, but also for the rest of the continent. Because if there's business, for example, coming from other continents that we partner with, like Africa, for example, or Europe, or Middle East, or Asia, then we want to connect them also with Latin America and the Caribbean or with Canada and the north of our country. So we find we're a strategic global hub for the continent. And my role with the government is international trade. So it's to grow this global hub and invite companies from all over the world to come here and do business with us. So on the government side, so basically just want to increase our trade relationships with different countries. And one of the ways we do that is we created a conference called the Florida International Trade and Cultural Expo, FITCE, that we also called FITCE. So throughout the show, I'm going to use the word FITCE because it's shorter and easier to say. And FITCE is our 8th year that we're organizing this conference. So it grew from a little conference of 200, and now we're 2,000 people coming to the conference every year from 60 countries. So it's very exciting because all the countries are flying to visit us here in South Florida. And we welcome them with open arms to look at how we can do business together, how we can do collaborations together. It could be also for culture, for fashion, for all sorts of collaborations that we want to explore. Education, for example, as well. We invite our universities to participate in this event. So basically, we welcome, people from anywhere that's listening in your show. I'm sure you have a very diversified and international audience that would like to come and participate. It's actually a free event. There's no cost to participate in terms of attending. However, you do have to pay your trip to come here. So we're offering a special discounts with our official airline, Air Canada. And even though it's Air Canada, they have partners all over the world, like Lufthansa and other partners, and they can, with the link we have on our website, they can apply for their partner airlines as well. And in addition to that, we have a special hotel called the Hilton Marina, and it's part of the Hilton chain, and it's right next to the convention center. So you just walk a few steps away. You don't even have to take a car, and it's right next, adjacent to the convention center, so easy to access. And basically, here in Broward County, we own the port, which is called Port Everglades. And our port, we do container cargo. So we're known for a port that does a lot of shipping to Latin America, Central America, the Caribbean. But we also ship to Europe, and we like to ship more also to Africa in the future and Asia. So we're looking to grow our connections for the port. And we also have an international airport called the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, which is based right here in our capital, Fort Lauderdale. And we have flights from all over the world. So we even flew all the way to Dubai with Emirates Airlines. We have, well, now they moved to the Miami airport, but nevertheless, just to show you how far we can fly. So I'm sure we can maybe in the future fly to Africa as well. And we'd love to increase the number of flights that we have as well at our airport. But there's many ways to get here. Even if you come through the Miami airport, like I said, we're only 30, 40 minutes away from the Miami airport. So the South Florida region has three ports and three airports, which gives us really that accessibility logistically to connect with countries or to invite countries to connect with us as well. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the conference because I think this is a conference that everyone should attend because we're going to have a lot of components to the conference. First of all, we're going to have panels on how to import and export. Like, for example, if you want to import things in the United States, we're going to have a panel with all the agencies like US Customs, the FDA, which is our Food and Drug Administration, regulatory for food and pharmaceuticals. We're going to have USDA, we're going to have Department of Agriculture. All the agencies are going to be there to teach you on how to import in the United States. And then we also have an export panel. So even if you're here or you're in your country and you're looking to export, we're giving you great tips. It's called the 11 Steps to Exporting that I actually created. I created this program in 2014 and I won an award by the President of the United States in 2019 and it was presented by the Secretary of Commerce because exporting for American companies sometimes it can be scary. They're trying to survive in the domestic market, and we all been through the pandemic. There was difficult times economically around the world, so they feel intimidated about exporting. So I created the 11 steps to make it easier to export. So just to break down the exporting process in a step-by-step manner and to give good tips for exporting. So that's going to be also presented at the event. And we're going to bring different experts from Department of Commerce, how to get export financing, logistics, etc. And then we're also going to have continent panels. So we're going to have a panel on doing business with Latin America, where we're going to have high governments coming from these countries. We have ministers, governors, and mayors coming from all throughout Latin America. So most of the countries are going to be represented because that's pretty much because of our proximity to Latin America. Those are some of the most delegations visiting because it's so close for them to come. So it's going to be a great panel because Latin America is growing and there's a lot of opportunities. Even, for example, for African products are very appreciated here, but also you can export them to Ecuador or to Argentina or other places around the world. Then we're going to have a panel on doing business with the Caribbean. So Caribbean as well has a lot of opportunity. And there's a lot of ties, like between the Caribbean and Africa as well. So we want to continue bringing those ties together. And the products are well appreciated on bilaterally. And then we also have another panel on doing business with Africa, actually. And we're going to have some great speakers coming from various countries. I know that the gentlemen that host this show are from Ghana. So from Ghana, we're working with the U.S. Embassy in Ghana, and they're going to invite some representatives, maybe from the AmCham, from different groups. We're talking to chambers of commerce. We actually did a trade mission to Ghana in 2020, just before the pandemic. And we were in the city of Accra and we met with the mayor. And then we went to visit the traditional areas because we have a sister city in one of your traditional area in Ashanti called Agogo, Ghana. So it's our sister city with Fort Lauderdale. So we went to visit the paramount chief. And we also invited the traditional areas to participate at the event because we want to showcase the beauty of Ghana, which is, in the main cities, but also in the traditional areas. You have a lot of artisanry and products, chocolate, different things that come from over there, a lot of resources. So we want to showcase that at the event. So we're going to have representation as well. And Nigeria, for example, is coming with an emir, with a very high level visitor coming from Nigeria. We also have the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace coming from Nigeria. And then we have other countries from Africa participating. We, of course, invited all the countries, but the ones that have responded to us, South Africa, Rwanda. We have Chad. Chad is going to be represented probably by the ambassador coming from DC. So we have many, many countries, and we're going to list them on our website very soon, because right now you could see the countries from last year, but soon we're going to put the new countries that are coming this year. So we're very excited. There's people flying in from Africa for this event, and we'd like to invite anybody that would like to come. I know it's a bit short notice because the event is October 4 and 5. So maybe this year it's difficult. I know many people have to get their visas to come here, but for next year we can work on inviting you, and you could get your appointment early to get your visa to come. We also have Europe that's going to be represented through a doing business with Europe panel, and we invited a lot of European countries as well. Some of them will be flying from Europe, and some will be the consulate that is in Miami, the consul general that will be representing, because every country, as I mentioned before, for the speaking engagement has to be represented by an official government. But in addition to all these wonderful panels, there's also other activities at the show. We're going to have a World Expo with about 300 exhibitors, and there's going to be international exhibitors and local exhibitors. So there you can showcase your products, sell products from your country, and showcase them. So this really a showcase, and people will be able to explore all the tables with a variety of products and services. Actually, maybe after I finish speaking, we could show a little short video of the event so people could see examples of the showcasing we do in the World Expo or the presentation. And then last but not least, there's other activities. One is called the speed matchmaking with the countries. So it's like a matchmaking activity where you get to meet with different countries. We call it speed because it's a little bit like speed dating, but instead you're meeting with the country. So you can meet with Bahamas, 15 minutes. Then you can meet with Nigeria. Then you can meet with Ghana, with Italy. So every 15 minutes, we're going to rotate, and you can go to a different table to meet another country. And then we have another panel called the Large American Buyers. So there's going to be some buyers from the private sector. Like in the past, we had a big department chain called Walmart. We had supermarkets. We're going to have the government buyers, hospital and school buyers that buy a variety of products and services. And after their presentation, they talk about their procurement process. Then you can meet with them. It's a meet and greet with the buyer. So those are special activities. And then this year we integrated some new elements that we started a few years ago. One is called Sustainable Fashion and Tech Week. So that's very exciting because in the night we're going to have fashion shows and entertainment, and we want to bring more culture. That's why it's called the Florida International Trade and Cultural Expo. So it's not just about doing business, it's important to understand the cultures of the different countries in order to do business. And we want to bring musical performances. Last year, we were very blessed because we had from South Africa the singer called Nonsimbo, and she sings the song Jerusalema. Maybe you've heard of the song. So that was a great performance. We were lucky that she was able to fly all the way from South Africa, and apparently she did win the World Grammys this year. So we're very proud of our singer that came at FITCE. And we're going to have some new performances this year from different countries, so we're excited. And in addition to those are in the nightly reception, but in addition to that, Sustainable and Fashion Tech Week is going to organize some panels about sustainability, because it's not just in the fashion industry that we need to consider sustainability to preserve the environment and also for humanitarian reasons. It's also within other industries. So there's going to be some sustainability panel as concurrent panels to our main program that will be presented by Sustainable Fashion and Tech Week. And then this year we have a new team called Life Science, Technology, and Innovation. So we're going to have also some concurrent sessions that are organized by another group called the Life Science Industrial Manufacturing Symposium. And they will be organizing some special session on pharmaceutical industry and the medical device industry because, you know, we hope not to have again a pandemic, but we need to be prepared. So we need to talk about, you know, what shortages in the world in terms of medicine and pharmaceuticals and things like that. So that's going to be happening on another floor with some concurrent sessions. But nevertheless, we're very excited about the event. If I'd like to show a video as well, if that would be okay with all of you, if we have time.
Sure.
And that way people can get a good picture of what the event is all about. So I will share my screen. Let's see here. Share a window. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I wanted to show this that is actually our website here, which we're going to give after in the chat. I'm going to give the exact address of the website, which is FITCEexpo.com. And on the website, you can get all the information. Actually, you can see the guests from previous years. We had, you know, high-level guests like the Vice President of Honduras came, and many high-level governments were participating. Some celebrities too. So here you were gonna see Nonsimbo, who's listed here, Zikode, and some other artists that was participating. We're also going to have the activities that I mentioned, and then the participating countries is under this tab. So here we have participating countries that you can see. These are all the 60 countries that are going to be participating again this year. So it's from last year. We're going to update the new countries very soon. And you can see the event agenda as well with the programming that I was talking about. So the programming is here. And then, and also the travel information, the speed matchmaking that I mentioned earlier. So the countries that are going to be taking part in the speed matchmaking. We're having a raffle with fun prizes. Air Canada is going to give tickets to fly to other places around the world. And then here, travel information. You can get some information if you want to get discounts for the hotel and for the airline. And without further ado, I'm going to put the video now so we could see about the conference. Let me see here. I hope we can hear the volume. Can you hear the volume? Okay. No?
And we're here.
No?
2022.
It's coming up. You can
All
hear now.
over the world to Broward County to promote your business as we promote our region.
And when you consider the logistics of having one of the world's best ports, a very fast growing international airport, access is very convenient and very strategic.
Part of my job as an ambassador of Broward County and serving as our airport director is to kind of tout all the great things that our airport does in terms of connecting people to places around the world and promoting business opportunities. As a director of Port Everglades, I get the opportunity to travel the world, meet with people, meet with dignitaries, and open up Port Everglades to people around the world.
95% of the world's purchase power is outside the United States. That's why we do FITCE. We want to make sure that our local businesses can not only do things throughout the state and throughout the country, but do them internationally.
Couldn't be more excited to welcome all of these international businesses and countries so we can connect with each other.
We are the 7th annual Florida International Trade and Cultural Expo, and we have more delegations than ever.
Nuestros países necesitan mucha inversión y es un campo adecuado este tipo de reuniones en las que uno conoce a muchas personas de todo el mundo.
Es importante que la gente de América Latina pueda ver que Estados Unidos no termina en Miami, sino que hay lugares como Fort Lauderdale con puerto, aeropuerto, comercio, inversión, y que está muy integrada a la actividad económica en América Latina.
Bueno, uno de los beneficios más importantes, creo yo, es que nuestro mensaje se traslada a la población norteamericana de este país y que se van a dar cuenta que Centroamérica se ha convertido realmente en una región económica importante con 60 millones de consumidores, absolutamente integrada.
Je suis accompagnée aujourd'hui avec des femmes entrepreneurs
qui sont venus démontrer le savoir-faire des femmes et aussi de présenter toutes les opportunités d'affaires que nous avons au Cameroun.
We are here to sell Ghana. That people have to come to see Ghana and see the better thing that we have in Ghana.
এটা মনে হচ্ছে একটা ইউনাইটেড নেশন এখানে প্রত্যেকটা দেশের প্রতিনিধি আসে
मैं बहुत खुशी महसूस कर रही हूँ मैं भारत को प्राउड फील करवा रही हूँ मुझे बहुत गर्व महसूस हो रहा है
We had 2,000 people here, 250 exhibitors.
Abbiamo quest'anno portato la prima edizione dell'Italian Delegation Made in Italy al FITCE, aziende nel settore della moda, del food, hanno partecipato. Grazie a Paola Isaac, al Mayor Udain per tutta l'assistenza e questa bellissima esperienza che abbiamo fatto al FITCE.
We want to share the culture we have, the diversity we have here in Broward County.
Jacob Forever came, and we also had Nunsimbo all the way from South Africa singing their #1 hit, Jerusalema.
We have a youth panel and how youth can be engaged toward sustainable world. We have also the fashion show based on sustainability.
We're bringing economies, we're bringing worlds together to helping understand how sustainability and the green comes together.
I want to recognize our world sponsors that were here and all the wonderful sponsors because this could not have been possible without their assistance.
It helps generate for all of us an opportunity to help our economy thrive and to help Florida continue to be the economic powerhouse that it is.
We met some amazing, wonderful people, great connections, and see a very fruitful future for us in FTSE 2023.
We have a global view for a local solution. And when you bring all these countries together, we're able to speak with everyone, find out what's missing, what we can do to solve it.
Muchas gracias a todos por estar este año 2022 en FITCE. Nos vemos el año 2023 y en Fort Lauderdale.
أراكم 2023. And I am looking forward to seeing you next year.
Please join us for FITCE 2023. So this is the video. Thank you. So we hope to see everybody there. And I want to thank you for the Flashback Show.
That is very insightful. That is very insightful. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So that's very insightful. And I think you've thrown more light on most issues that I had wanted to ask earlier. And then your presentation has been very comprehensive and has tackled most of my questions that I wanted to find out. Very, very inquisitive anyway, if I could put it that way. But then one more thing, a quick one. I would want to find out, I'm sure anyone who should see this would be thrilled and wondering how the place would look like getting there in person and then trying to participate in the whole program. But then obviously we have people who may wish to get there, but then they don't have the means. So in that case, if that person has something creative, a creative craft that has been with that person for long and may want to show it to the world, in this case, does that person stand a chance?
Well, I think that, not everybody has the possibility to travel because of the visa. Or maybe you have to go on mute. Because, for two reasons. Could be the visa or financial as well. It's, it's expensive to come all the way from Africa here. So we understand. Unfortunately, we don't have a virtual version of the show. It's only in person. But nevertheless, if people it's all about collaboration and teamwork. So if there's some people that can come from Ghana, for example, and can come here, then a company may not be able to come themselves, but they can give the products to the other company that can come and bring them here to help them showcase or representative or something. So that could be an idea of what they can do and have at least some representation there. And maybe if they do find clients there, then the next year they could be able to come. So that would be my recommendation for those who may not be able to go this year. And next year, if people want to come, there's more time to request for the visa. So at least this year it's October 4-5, which feels like it's right around the corner.
The timeline is very, very, very close. It's very catching up so fast and so quickly. Yeah. So like I said, you've exhausted, your presentation has exhausted all of my questions. But then let me give the floor to my co-host. Probably may have one or two to add up. So Noble, the floor is yours.
Okay. First of all, it's a very nice presentation. I enjoyed it. But you said something about if you cannot come, what if the person can send it to DHL through so that it can be delivered at the program, maybe a craft work through DHL, and how is that going to work?
Well, I mean, if the person cannot come, it was just an idea actually, is maybe you have other people that are coming, well, that you would know, or maybe they have the, whichever means to come, maybe they want to have already the visa, they can, maybe that person can be a representative of the other person's company coming at the show. So they can at least bring the brochure of that person. They can get the table. So the table we're offering is also at no cost if somebody's flying in from, let's say, from Ghana, from another country. You saw examples of table. Actually, people came from Ghana. We had a few people that came and they had a nice table with very nicely decorated. So, some people cannot come from various reasons, not just from Ghana, but many countries. So they give their products to other representatives that are authorized, of course. Have to always look at the regulations and things like that, but have proper authorization to represent their products at the show. So that could be an alternative to not being able to participate, let's say this year. But maybe in the future, hopefully, we hope these people that cannot participate this year will be able to participate in a future year by growing their sales, maybe finding opportunities. And then at that point, it does become, economically viable to come to the show, because you might, find a client there, you can sell products there, which can actually reimburse your trip if you sell the products there. So you have to look at it in that way, in that respect, that maybe it's not for the first year for some of these companies or individuals, but to work towards that for a future year to come. But yes, they can. It's if you have proper authorization, a representative can come on your behalf and or sponsor for that person to come. We don't have, unfortunately, programs where we sponsor speakers. Even high level speakers have asked us, and we don't have that. But nevertheless, I think that there's opportunities for growth. To find those identified opportunities for future years to participate. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's
Okay,
very wonderful.
thanks for the information.
And one more
I'm a
thing.
bit curious
Okay.
with one more thing. Let me ask one more thing. Sorry for cutting in. I'm a bit curious. Let me find out. With the how do I even put it? I know this one is quite economically impacting. But then since it has been done for about 6 years now, so almost a decade, has there been any tracer study to find out which industry has benefited from this initiative?
Yes, that's a very good question, because this event is multi-sectorial, and we do a report every year. So we receive the ones who want to share. Some people, they meet business partners and they want to keep it confidential. But the one who helps us share their success stories, we put them in our report. And we've had, for example, I could give one example. There was a company that we have, but it's actually a company in the United States, that what they do is they do waste management solutions. So they find ways to get rid of garbages in different countries. So they got a contract in Guatemala and Honduras and Dominican Republic. So that was a great success story. So they offer service. Then we've had companies that came here, that brought products here, and they met an importer or they met a distributor, and now they're bringing their product here to the United States. So those are other types. We had a few of those success stories as well. And then we have some institutional success stories, like we have the country of Guyana. They were meeting with the World Trade Center Association. And now, because of that meeting they had at our conference, they're going to open the World Trade Center Guyana, the first one in the CARICOM region. So it's a very big success. So there's success on different levels. And I even had a success in the artist world. there was an artist that was showcasing at the event, and now she was able to showcase in Dubai. So she met somebody that had contacts in Dubai, and now she was able to bring her art there. So success stories come from different levels, different industries. That's why we give the opportunity for all industries to come and showcase. And the buyers panel that we offer, it's multi-sectorial as well. The government buyers or the school or the hospitals or the retail world, they buy such a wide variety of products that it's interesting. That's why I think it's interesting for any type of company. Sometimes it starts, what I try to teach company, it's all about friendship and relationship. It starts like that. You meet someone, for example, at one of my events that I did, where I had a delegation from Bolivia, there was the gentleman that was here in the United States, and he wanted to sell renewable energy solutions to Bolivia. But while he was talking to one of the representatives there, he found out that this guy, his brother owns all the supermarkets in Bolivia. So he's like, okay, why don't we get in the industry of juices instead? So now they're exporting juices to Bolivia. So it's nothing to do with renewable services, but you have to keep an open mind. You know, you might go there thinking you're going to sell a product, and then eventually you end up finding opportunities in another industry. So if you have an open mind, you can find opportunities.
Wow, I
My
actually
answer.
I agree with what you just said. It's about friendship and knowing people. For example, how I got to know Miss Paula through Stephanie. It was through introduction and recommendation. So my question would be, how can you participate in the exhibition? Do you have to go to the site and register to take part in the exhibition?
Yeah, so there's different ways to participate. You don't necessarily have to be part of the exhibition. You could come just as an attendee and enjoy all the activities and still, promote yourself and your services or products. But if you want to have a table and you're showing us that you're flying in, we're gonna close registration for tables on September 15th. So there's about 2 weeks left to reserve an international table, and we have a limited capacity too. So if we reach our capacity before September 15th, we're going to be closing registration for this year. But again, if and it's an international delegate flying in, we offer the table at no cost. It's like a rectangle table with 2 chairs. You can bring products, brochures to put on your table. Comes with a tablecloth, and those roll-up banners that you can put 1 or 2 roll-up banners behind your table. And you can also sell pretty much any products or services at the event, except for food that you can eat on site. So we have a bit more stricter regulations for food. So if a company wants to do food sampling, they're authorized, but they have to fill out a form for authorization, and they have to show a certificate of insurance to the convention center. And also dry ingredients are allowed to be sold. So if you sell like dried rice or dry spices or coffee beans, for example, those cannot be comestible on site. So those are authorized to be sold. But food that are already prepared or ready, or that can no cooking on site. So it's just a few regulations we have for that. But other than that, if it's not, firearms, tobacco, alcohol, we're allowed to sell it on site. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's very great. We are very grateful for your delivery and responses to our questions. And I think we scheduled a meeting for just 30 minutes, but then I think you blessed us with an extra 10. We are very much grateful for your time and patience. So on this note, I think we don't have much questions to ask anymore. Even if we do, we have to bottle them and then keep them. I think for another time. So this time around, I think we have to close so that you can attend to other busy schedules of yours. So
I can answer one more question. I see there's one more question. I'll answer the last one, and then I'll put the address in the chat. I'll put my contact information there.
Okay.
Okay.
I think Nanado joined us. He's into fashion. He's in sewing. and I think he joined late. But I don't. Nanado, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. We are about to close, but since you join us, we would like to say if maybe you have a question or something you have to ask directly before we close.
Uh, I don't think I have any questions because I joined late. I don't know how the discussion went and all that. So I think it will best do me good if after I rather talk to you so that you explain things to me. I think that will be good.
Okay, okay, okay. Sure, sure.
Okay, that is fine. That is fine with us. But then, fortunately, Miss Paula has dropped the website to the program that we can have a look and then also have a feel of the the highlights for previous events that have been organized. So, Miss Paula, on this note, we'll say thank you for sharing your insights and the journey behind the you call it FITCE, right? FITCE. It's been truly inspiring to hear you about your efforts in connecting businesses and cultures on a global stage.
Um,
We wish
um,
you
before
continued
we
success
leave,
in this event in other years to come.
okay, before we leave, just is there anything?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, before we leave, is there anything you would like to add or say before we draw the curtains?
No, I just wanted to thank you all for inviting me today, and very excited to grow the participation of Ghana and Africa at the event. So hopefully there will be people that can join us this year, if not next year. And I put the website, as was mentioned, I put the website in the chat for anybody that would like to participate. And my contact information is also on the website under contact information. So look forward to growing our bilateral trade relationships with Africa, with Ghana, with any country listening on the show. And we're very happy to be invited. So thank you again to all of you.
Very much welcome. Very much welcome. Also, one more thing. I think we've received the letter that you sent us, the invitation. We've received it, and then we've started with the preparations. So we are making inquiries to see how best we can get involved with this. So with anything that comes up, we will surely update you accordingly. Thank you very much.
Okay, I appreciate it. Let us know. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Good
Okay, bye
night.
bye.
Okay, bye bye.